Question number 11 has been asked by the Honorable Hlengwa to the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation. The Honorable, the Deputy Minister.
Hello.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Our response is as follows.
Hello.
South Africa is continuing to encourage all parties through quiet diplomacy within all relevant international mechanisms, such as the United Nations, including BRICS, to strengthen all diplomatic efforts to avoid an escalation of tension and work towards an inclusive, sustainable, and peaceful solution based on cooperation and dialogue. In this regard, South Africa encourages all parties to approach dialogue with a spirit of compromise in order to move the process forward without accusing any party, something that will not be helpful in the efforts of resolving the conflict. South Africa stands by its principled position of peaceful resolution of conflict. South Africa reiterates the obligation of all the parties to fully implement all their respective commitments under the mixed agreement, which provides the most promising roadmap for the peaceful settlement of current hostilities, including in eastern Ukraine, and to advance the cause of peace and stability in the broader region. South Africa cannot be said to be taking sides on the conflict, as this goes against its principles. In addition, South Africa has a good bilateral relations with both countries. It will therefore be unwise to take a different position that could compromise this bilateral relation. Regarding South Africa's position in BRICS, it has been and is continuing to encourage all the parties to strengthen all diplomatic efforts to avoid an escalation of tensions and work towards an inclusive, sustainable, and peaceful solution based on cooperation and dialogue. In this regard, South Africa encourages all parties to approach dialogue with a spirit of compromise, as I have indicated. And South Africa stands by its principled position of peaceful resolution of conflict. Similarly, in paragraph 22 of BRICS New Delhi Declaration issued on the 9th of September 2021, the BRICS leaders expressed concern at the continuing conflict and violence in different parts of the world. The BRICS leaders reaffirmed their commitment to the principle of non-interference in the internal affairs of states and reiterated that all conflict must be resolved by peaceful means and through political and diplomatic efforts in line with international law, in particular the UN Charter. The BRICS leaders also underscored the inadmissibility of the threats or use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of any state or in any other manner inconsistent with the purpose and principle of the United Nations. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable House Chairperson. Well, I think the horses have already bolted on a lot of the things that the Deputy Minister has indicated, and tensions have gone beyond escalation because Ukraine has been invaded by Russia as we speak right now, and the country is at war. Therefore, the question then becomes, House Chairperson, does DIRCO still stand by the statement that it issued last week? Because judging by the response now, there is an element of backtracking, particularly in a very direct call to Russia to desist from the aggression and the invasion and to pull out its troops and military out of Ukraine in order to create a conducive and enabling environment for the discussions that the Deputy Minister speaks about. And of course, then secondly, the impact of the sanctions on Russia are most likely now to have a direct impact on South Africa through the BRICS partnership. And therefore, we want to know what contingency plans are in place there to insulate the South African economy, but also to be proactive in dealing with these sanctions. And will South Africa join the international community in meting out sanctions against Russia? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. I have indicated what will be our position as South Africa. Well, it only depends on the interpretation of the member, and there's nothing that you can call we have now changed the position. There's no change of any position here, Chair, because we are continuing as a country also calling for a peaceful resolution on conflict, and that's our position. And to do that, we also really request all the parties to go on dialogue.